Name of presenter, Mrs. S.E. Stander. Program Office Administration. Subject, Office Data Processing. Level 3. Topic to be covered, Topic 7. Developing spreadsheets using Microsoft Excel. Module 13. Reference material used, Office Data Processing for MS Office 2010. NQF Level 3 textbook, page 215 to 228. Resources required by student textbook and a computer. Topic 7, Module 13, Unit 13.1 to 13.3. Unit 13.1, use formulas to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Remember in Level 2, you were taught how to do formulas. This is just a reminder of your Excel operators while doing formulas. For addition, to add, we use the plus sign. For subtraction, we use the minus sign. For multiplication, we use the little star. And for division, we use the backslash. So, if I go to Excel, if I want to add a column, my formula always starts with an equal sign and a bracket. I can click on the first one and say plus, the next one plus, click on the next one plus, and the last one, close my bracket and I press enter, and it will give me the total. That is adding up. If I want to minus, I would go the same equal sign, bracket. Click on the one, the first block, minus, the second one, close my bracket, enter. If I want to multiply, always equal sign, bracket. Click on the first one, multiply is the star sign, click on the next one, close my bracket, enter. If I want to divide, the same formula, equal sign, bracket. Click on my first one, backslash, and divide by the one that I want to divide, close my bracket, enter. So those are formulas. Your formula always start with an equal sign, bracket, and then depending on what formula it is you want to put in, you put it in. Calculate using absolute cell referencing. Now people, absolute cell referencing means you are referring to a specific cell. You might come across where the markup is 10%, but the 10% is standing alone in its own cell. So if I've got the cost price, but I want to work out the markup, which is 10%, my formula will be exactly the same. I will say equal sign, bracket, my cost price, multiply by my 10%. That is my markup is 10%, and I close my bracket. Now before you press enter, you will press F4 on your keyboard. As soon as you press F4, those two dollar signs will appear. That means you've used absolute cell reference. You are referring to that C1, that cell there. And when you press enter, you will get your answer. You will get the same answer if you just press enter and not use the absolute cell referencing. But as soon, let's just see if we get the same answer. Equal sign, bracket, 45 times 10%. Close my bracket. I'm not going to use absolute cell referencing. I get the same answer. It's just rounded off. But when you display your formulas, I can clearly see whether you've used your cell referencing or whether you just used a normal formula. So if I'm instructed to use absolute cell referencing, I put in my formula as normal. So it's equal sign, bracket, cost price times the 10%, close my bracket, and then I press F4 on my keyboard so that those little dollar signs appear, and I press enter. So when I show my formulas, I can see that I have used, or that you have used, your absolute cell referencing. So if they talk about absolute cell referencing, you put in your formula as normal, and then you press, before you press enter, you press F4 on the keyboard and then press enter. That is absolute cell referencing. Unit 13.3, use functions to find the average, maximum, minimum, and the count function. You can use functions in the same way as formulas to perform calculations such as working out the average, maximum or minimum numbers, or to count text or numbers. If I have a spreadsheet, for instance, your assessment spreadsheet where your different assessments is, and they ask me what is the highest mark or the lowest mark or the average for the class and how many students are there, there's a formula that I can use to work that out. If I want the highest mark for this column, I can just quickly look through it and see that it's 100. But once again, when you show your formulas, you need to have the correct formula there. So to get the highest mark obtained in this column, once again, equal sign. Remember, my formula always starts with equal sign. Highest, I can also call it the maximum mark obtained. So I type in max for maximum, bracket. Then I highlight the column that I want the maximum mark of. I close my bracket and I press enter. So obviously that one has got 100%. So 100 is your highest mark obtained. If we look at this column, just for example again, to get the highest mark or the maximum mark, equal sign, max. Open my bracket. I highlight the column that I want to be calculated, close my bracket, and I press enter. Now, maximum mark in this column is 66. Now, if I go to lowest mark, equal sign, lowest mark can also be called the minimum mark obtained. So, equal sign min for minimum. Open my bracket. I highlight the numbers that I want to be calculated. Close my bracket. Enter. Minimum mark here is 50. I go to that column. Equal sign. Min for minimum. Bracket. Highlight my column. Close my bracket. Enter. The minimum mark here was 52. If I want to calculate the average of the class or of all the students, once again a formula. So it starts with an equal sign. I want to calculate the average, so I type in average, bracket. I highlight my numbers, close my bracket, enter. The average for those students are 71. To work out the average, equal sign, I type in the word average, open my bracket, select the numbers, close my bracket, enter. The average for this column, or for this assessment, is 56. If I want to count the number of students in the list, equal sign, because it is a formula, count. I count. I'm counting how many students are here. Calculate, highlight the column, close my bracket, enter. There's a total of 7 students. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's go through it again. To get the highest mark, I type in equal sign, max, bracket, and I highlight my column, close my bracket. To get the lowest mark, equal sign, min. Open my bracket and highlight the column, close the bracket. To get the average, equal sign, average. Open my bracket, highlight my column. And to get a number, if I want to count, equal sign, count, open my bracket and highlight the students or the column that I'm working with. So I can use functions to work out the average, the maximum or minimum numbers, or to count text or numbers in Excel.